So the thing is, the new game mode Resource Rumble is coming to competitive play whether you like it or not. Now, whether it should be added into competitive play is up for discussion. So today we're going to be talking about the strengths and weaknesses of this said game mode and whether or not it should be in the longevity of competitive play in Marvel Rivals. So for a game mode like Resource Rumble, I think it has a lot of things going for it. But then again, I see a lot of things that can hinder itself from having longevity in a game like Marvel Rivals. Firstly, let's talk about the strengths of this game mode. So I do think it has the fun factor attached to the name of this game mode. I do think when they released it, people were kind of 50-50 on whether or not this game mode would just be like Overwatch Flashpoint or, Domination or Hardpoint or anything like that in Call of Duty. And people were, on the edge about it. But now that we've had some time to actually play the game mode, I do think it stands out on its own unique gameplay. And I think that's very good for a gameplay or a game like Marvel Rivals, because of course they're trying to appeal to the more casual audience, and I do think that this game mode very much appeals to that audience. So with that being said, it very much brings the fun factor to a game like Marvel Rivals. Now, second strength with this game mode, in my opinion, is that it has a lot of replay value. And what I mean by that is that this gameplay has a lot of potential to not get bored or stale and just other things that comes with the game mode. I think people won't get tired of it, especially since, of course, I hope they're adding new maps and things like that to the game mode. I really do think it's going to have its place in the competitive pool. So I think just having that replay value is very much key to having a longevity game mode in the competitive pool of any hero shooter. Now, the third strength I have about this game mode is that you really need to focus on team coordination in this game mode. You can't be lazy, just sit on cart, on rocket, or anything like that. You actually have to be engaged every time a fight is happening, because if someone dies on your team, all you guys get rolled, and the downtime that you're not on the point trying to contest really makes a difference in the score and how fast you progress in the game mode. So I do like that aspect of the game mode, is that you really need to focus on team coordination. That is really emphasized in a game mode like this. And if they can actually, work around and optimize that in the other game modes like Convoy and Domination and other things like that, I really think that would be very good for a game like Marvel Rivals. So with my last strength being said, I do like that it's very team coordinated. So now we're going to be talking about the weaknesses and concerns I kind of have with Resource Rumble as a game mode. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, this game mode will be coming into the competitive pool. This has been confirmed in the game developer update that they posted on all socials around the platforms that they posted on. So this is confirmed that they will be adding this game mode into competitive. Now, here are some concerns I have with regards to that before all the optimization and fixes and feedback are implemented into the competitive side of this game mode. Now, starting with the first weakness / concern I have for this game mode is that I do think it's kind of a snowballing problem in this game. I do think if you have early leads or something like that, if you gather the point first, I do think there's kind of some downtime for the other team to try to gain an edge unless they have their ultimates, which pretty much sucks. For a game mode like Convoy or Domination or anything like that, you really don't have to wait on your ultimates to win back or fight back for the point. And I just think a game mode like Resource Rumble, you really need to the map is just so freaking open that, if a team is on their P's and Q's about stuff and watching their angles, you're not getting in. You're just not getting in my opinion. Feel free to comment down below if you don't agree with that or anything like that. But I just think that, just how the map is right now and just the game flow of the Resource Rumble game mode, it's just super long, and I don't think anyone has really potential to overturn the other team unless they have their ultimates, which pretty much sucks. So with that being said, my first concern I have with this game mode is that it's just kind of a snowballing problem. Now, concern / weakness number 2 I have about this game mode is that this game can last for a pretty long time, which kind of sucks. Now, I know it's just competitive right now, so people aren't taking it as serious, but this is kind of a taste of what we could get in competitive play, so I want to talk about it. And that is just the longer matches. Now, I'm not saying they're as long as an overtime Convoy match where both teams scored 3, but I'm just saying that this game is longer than I expected it to be for a game mode like Resource Rumble. Now, we have seen other game modes kind of similar to this in other modes in other games, but they don't last as long as this game mode does for a particular game like Marvel Rivals. So I do think if they can, not speed up the game, but maybe decrease the amount of resources you need to go to the final point, I think that'd be good. Maybe 300 or 250, because I think it's at 360 right now. I think that's just way too long. That's like right dang near 500, and that's just so long, especially if teams are fighting back and forth to get the resource for a specific point. And not to mention, just the timer for how fast you're getting those resources is super slow. It's just really slow. I think what they do at the end of point C is that they ramp up the taking or the consumption of the resource at point C, and I think they need to implement that for all points. Now I do think they do that. I do think they do that already, but I think they need to start it at a faster rate for the earlier points, so the game mode can get to the objective or the goal of this game mode, which is point C. Now, if they do that for the earlier points, I think the games will go a lot faster, and I think the gameplay will just be a lot more fun and more enjoyable. So with that being said, my second gripe or concern I have about this game mode is that it's really just long lasting most of the time. Like 80 to 90% of the games are kind of long lasting, and that kind of sucks. I really want to like this game mode, but just things like this where it's too long and just snowballing really hinders the enjoyment of a game mode like this. Now for my third concern / weakness I have for this game mode, this might be an obvious one, but the game mode only has one freaking map, and that can get bored pretty fast and pretty stale for a lot of people in a short amount of time. So I do hopefully think when they add this game mode to competitive is that they add at least one more map to fit a game mode like Resource Rumble. I think the game mode is, alright in my opinion, but I think they could even boost my opinion of it if they add more maps to it, because I'll be darned if I play the same map for the same game mode in my competitive games. I will not do that. I will leave and throw the game for everyone else, because I will get bored. And people, when they only have one thing of something, they get used to it and they learn how to optimize that to the fullest potential. And I think I want this game mode to take time to implement and to master, like we did with the other maps and game modes, because that's what makes a game fun. It makes it challenging. If we only have one map for the game mode, the whole entire longevity of the freaking if we only have one map for the longevity of this game mode, that is going to be very boring. So I do think 90% they're going to add another map, at least one or two for the game mode, and I think that's going to be very good for the game mode. But other than that, that's kind of my only gripe that I have as of now. Now that was my thoughts and opinions about the game mode Resource Rumble and Marvel Rivals, and let me know what you guys disagreed on or agreed on about my takes and opinions when it came to this game mode, and I'd love to get back with you on that. But otherwise, let me know what you personally thought about this, what you think about this game mode. Is it too fun? Is it not fun? Is it too long? Is it too short? Let me know what you guys think about this game mode as a whole, and let me know what you guys think they should implement and fix, and what you guys have given feedback on when it comes to a game mode like this, so they can better implement it for a game mode like competitive. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching it, making it this far. Let me know what you guys thought about the video. If you guys want to check out my other videos, go right ahead. I'd love for you to check those out. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.